Timothy 1:7 state to us, God has not given what? The spirit of fear. See, the spirit of fear wants to stop us from moving forward. See, and that's where, we can shut that door to keep some of the heat in here. Huh? So that the spirit of fear is what Psalms chapter 1 says to us. We can see the analogy of how David stated it. He says, "Blessed is the man who walks not." See, we're running a race, and he says, if you're listening to the counsel of the ungodly counsel is saying that agreeing with what the spirit of fear is saying. The spirit of fear is saying, you're not going to do this. There's just too much work. There's too much involved. You slacked off. You've messed up. Whatever the case may be. It's always going to be from a guilt position, condemnation, because that's the devil. That's the way the devil works. He only can work from your past failures or current failures. You know what I mean? So, but I'm saying that the devil is going to jump on that kind of stuff. And then what God is saying, what is God saying to you? What does God say to us? Get up. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. I am your anointing. I am your presence in your life. And I can cause all the things that all the darkness that comes your way. My light is greater than that darkness. It'll push it out of the way. It'll beam, just like the movie of the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Remember when they opened up that Ark of the Covenant? I know there's no demons inside of the Ark of the Covenant. That's the way it made it look. But you remember that movie? And all the light of God. And as Revelations explains to us, that the light of God, his countenance is as bright as the sun. So the glory of the Lord is what shines through us. And it'll push off all that darkness that comes along that wants to stop us from being able to see clearly. I know this, that if you cannot clearly define your purpose in life, you will not accomplish it. We got to get our heads cleared. And what do we get it cleared from? Any condemnation, any guilt, any shame, any failure, anything that is an idiosyncrasy, an insecurity, all of those things that wants to stop us. Yesterday we were sitting down there listening to David Barton, and then Mark says, "Hey, Pastor, what about you? You being up there, that you be like one of them." And that the devil hit my head right there on the spot, not against him, but in me, something that hit my head. I don't know as much as he does. How can I speak like David Barton? That guy knows history. But I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing to you. But immediately thoughts started coming, and I recognized this. That's the enemy. That's Satan. So I said, you know what, man? Yeah, can't come and call me. I'll be up there speaking. And I'll speak what I do know and not allow intimidation to come. Because I remember speaking in front of Apostle Price. And while I was speaking up there, it was intimidating. Because I don't know about you, but when there's ministers in the room, they don't give a lot of expression a lot of times. They just watch you and listen. But so you understand, I'm a pastor, I'm a minister. What I do is I'm listening for God to speak to me. And that's why there's so much thought process. So when you're someone sitting down that's receiving from God, and you would think, okay, they're not paying attention, they're really listening. And that's where, again, I don't take it personal. Sometimes I know when people are wandering. I know when that's happening. Okay? But I also know when people are focused. So nonetheless, that same kind of spirit tried to jump on me when I was speaking the word. I was teaching the word. I was speaking to the youth, and he was sitting in the audience and right there. And I so what I did is to overcome the fear, I called him up and I used him as an analogy. I shouldn't have done that, That's my pastor, Anyways, that's how I overcame that kind of stuff. But I'm saying that the devil is going to want to come in and try to inject fear. So now, I'm going somewhere with this, so bear with me on this. So we're going to be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour, whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. So your steadfastness comes when you stand in faith. All right, so now this is where I want to get to here. All right, so here's a couple of thoughts here, okay? And I say it in a question form just so that you can evaluate yourself, because this is what I do for me. I check myself, and this is how I judge myself, and this is what I do to get some direction in what I do in life, okay? So, number one, how do you define your purpose? And I wrote it to me. I didn't write this for you. I wrote it to me, but I'm letting you in on me, on what I do to have some guidance and definite definition to where I'm going in life. Okay? So how do you define your purpose? Number two, where does desire come from? Where does desire come from? Number three, purpose gives you the why to your life. Purpose gives you the why to your life. And number four, how do you define your purpose? How do you define your purpose? Huh? Oh, it was? Oh, why did I write that? Okay, so scratch that one. That's not there. Scratch that. I must have wrote something. Get rid of it. All right, go to Ecclesiastes chapter 3. Now, we're talking about persistent faith. So all things being equal, there's going to be some strengthening that comes along with perseverance. Being persistent is going to allow for strength. Strength will be the result of you standing. The more you stand, the greater your strength will become. Just a given, okay? So I apologize for that last. I'll have to go back. I don't know. You know how sometimes, I don't know. It just happens. Anyways. All right. Ecclesiastes chapter 3. And everybody have it? Actually, I'm going to go to it because I want to go to I have it jotted down, just the verse itself. But I want to point out something here, okay? And this is, you remember when I was talking to you guys about the window of opportunity? This is going to go right along with it, okay? Yeah, yes, in the name of Jesus. All right, everybody got it? All right, let's read it from, we'll read it from verse number 14. It says, I know that whatsoever God doeth, it shall be forever. Whatsoever God doeth, it shall be forever. This is verse number 14. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And God doeth it, that men should fear before him. That which hath been is now. Say that. Huh. Is that the New King James? Okay. The original King James says that which has been is now. And I like that phrase better, not saying that doesn't work. That which has been is when? Now. And that which is to be has already been. You see that? And God requires that which is past. God requires that which is past. What is past? What has already been. Okay? So I'll explain it a little bit more. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that the wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. So in other words, they're still there. Stuff is still going on in the world. Okay? Verse 17 is an emphasis. I said in mine heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked. For there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. All right, so let's read that together. That latter part, that phrase. Ready? Read. For there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. Let's read it again. For there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. All right? So now, come back here. Everybody say this. Time there. For there is a what? Time there for what? For every purpose and every work. For there is a what? Time there. Say time there.
Time there.
Time there is where God has already been. There is a time there. Remember, that's why I wanted to read it from verse 14. God has already been there. What has been is already now. Okay? So wherever God has been, it's already finished. It's already done. Right? So the time there is where God has been. It's already been there. Thus, what we do is always in the now, resulting in definite purpose. You understand that? So, right now what I want to emphasize on is how do you define your purpose? Definite purpose comes from God. But we need to have that established in our heads. We need to be able to see it. If we don't define our purpose, we will not do anything about it. Okay? So, what I'm encouraging you with is that God has already defined it for you. It's already defined for you. We will want to say, in the natural, people in the natural are always seeking education, knowledge on how to accomplish, how to do, how to fulfill their purpose in the natural. There's all kinds of programs out there. Pay a lot of money for some of these programs. You come in here and you're getting stuff for free, but it'll change your life. See, we're doing it. We had discussion a few days ago. We're doing things like the opposite. The way the world does is now up front. You're going to pay me up front, and then I'll let you in on some information, some knowledge. I'm giving you knowledge, and you're going to pay me after this. No, I'm joking. But my payment is seeing you grow. That's my payment. My payment is seeing your success. And we're all in this together. So as we grow together and succeed together, we're going to see the blessing toward one another. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm not even that. Okay, so now, so I'm going to repeat that to you, okay? The time there, that phrase, time there, is where God has already been. Okay? Thus, what we do is always in the now, resulting in definite purpose. Because if it's is already in the now, that means it's already defined to us. God has already defined it to us. Okay? This purpose is established by faith. And it requires persistence to maintain it. Talking about purpose. Or defining your purpose. Persistent faith is activated once you set your purpose. Okay? So I'll say it again. Persistent faith is activated once you set your purpose. Setting your purpose is setting your desires or affections.